Hey guys, it's Derek.
Hi, and I'm Dan.
And welcome back to the Gleeful Globe.
If you're here, welcome. Our goal is to be able to brighten your guys' day by presenting you with some good news.
So without further ado, let's move on to our first piece of good news.
A hurricane is powerful and can be really deadly. Well, what happens when our dog's outside and the hurricane is imminent? Well, as Hurricane Delta closed in on the Yucatan Peninsula, Ricardo Pimentel is home to about 300 dogs and an assortment of other animals. People from all around the world donated thousands of dollars to help cover the cost of caring for them.
He and his team wanted to thank everyone who came to adopt and donate to the animals. Our next piece of good news is talking about how a man with Down syndrome with the name of Chris Nikic was able to complete an Ironman triathlon. Triathlete Chris Nikic is the first competitor with Down syndrome to successfully complete and cross the finish line in the 42-year history of the Ironman triathlon.
Nikic also earned a place in the Guinness Book of World Records as the first person with Down syndrome to become an official Ironman. This victory just goes to show that people like him can do anything. Meanwhile, I know that for a fact, I can't do the Ironman.
Our next piece of good news is the Virgin Hyperloop 1. The Virgin Hyperloop, which is a levitating train with passenger pods, just made history as it completed its first trial run with people aboard. It is a transportation system that is built to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
It's also far more efficient than current transportation. It can move up to 50,000 people per hour per direction. Well, if a system like that was here, then I wouldn't have to rely on my parents for rides. I don't even have a driver's license. Shame on me. 2020 has been a rough year for our healthcare heroes. Well, an 11-year-old Callie Danish is trying to change that. She's been painting inspirational message on flags and tiles around her neighborhood to show essential workers her gratitude.
So far, she has made an incredible 2,000 flags and able to encourage others. She has started raising money for other organizations to give back to the community in any way possible. Go her.
Just like its name suggests, the era of fossil fuels might be a thing of the past. A new report from the International Energy Agency says almost 90% of new electricity generation in 2020 will be renewable, even though the economy has seen a decline during the pandemic. By 2025, renewable energy will be on track to supply the majority of the world.
This will help benefit the Earth tremendously in the long run, as it's going to be able to help combat climate change. Our next piece of good news is talking about how French Muslims were protecting a church during a horrifyingly deadly attack. French Muslims recently spent the night standing outside their town's cathedral to protect it in order to show solidarity with Christian churchgoers.
Many people were scared after the deadly attack on Notre Dame Basilica in Nice at the end of October, and this was one of the ways people came together to show support. The group wants to make a symbolic act of protection for the cathedral again for Christmas. This is an example of people coming together regardless of where they come from, what they believe in, and it really warms your heart.
And for our last piece of good news, it's the performance artist setup for the Brooklyn Mailbox. Brandon Wolf came up with the idea of reviving letter writing traditions as a means to reach out to comfort one another during the pandemic.
He enjoyed the experience and thought it was an interesting connection to the olden days when this was the preferred way of communication. Well, as much as I love typewriters, imagine having to bring that to your office, imagine having to bring that to school, having to carry that around, plop it down, grab some paper, and type out. Seems like a lot of work to me.
And that is all the good news that we have for you on this episode of
The Gleeful Globe. We post videos on YouTube weekly, and you can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at The Gleeful Globe.
We hope that you guys enjoyed this week's episode, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it.
Once again, I've been Dan.
And I've been Derek. See you next week.